He gotta be rich.
I don't know.
Actually, he's poor. What the hell? You know they have to go all the way to 300K to have actually someone walk up.
5 million in 2024. Less than 9 million in 2024.
I want to see what these guys do, bro.
They gotta be business something,
Yeah.
CEO something.
That was fine
This guy looks like Winnie the
for me to
Pooh.
do, but had I not had programs and the passions that I have to help people.
And the reason that we don't trust the U.S. government, because I don't trust it either, is because of who controls the government. And who controls the government are capitalists. So it
Capitalist? This guy.
goes back to capitalism.
The Jews.
It would be great for our money to be used to fund schools and all these programs, wonderful. But they're not. You're right. They're going to incorporate the weapons industry instead.
I think another
Capitalist is such a general term because it doesn't. You can't. If you say capitalists control the government, you can't do anything about that. Like a poor person that doesn't do anything can be a capitalist.
Well, it sounds like he would rather have a communist country. At that point, like, why stay in U.S.?
Yeah.
men should be the breadwinner of the family. Can the agreeers please step forward?
Oh wow, what the
No one agrees.
what was that about? What the? Only the guy that makes 9 million. I mean, I guess because he can afford it. But like, are you kidding me? This is not an actual thing. Like, should we do it? Not can we do it? We already know this guy that we can't. But that should be the thing. No
The
wonder
reason why I
women.
disagreed is
No wonder women don't want to be traditional. Cause I don't know what happened here. Well, I want to find out.
I mean, yeah.
I was gonna say, I think there's a bit of nuance there. I'm in a polyamorous relationship where I make significantly more than my partners.
I could have guessed that.
One is
Oh.
IT, so they
Because of how he looks.
I don't know. Like, yeah, how he looks, yes, it matters. But also, I think because he's rich, women tend to
Polyamorous?
fold for that.
No, he's saying he's probably polyamorous on his side too. It's not like,
Oh, like the girl does that too? That's
yeah,
crazy.
it's probably.
He said girlfriends though. Like, damn, she has a bunch of.
He probably lets the girls talk to other guys too.
That's crazy.
There's no way. I don't think he's able to. I don't think he's the type of guy to do that. Hold them down.
work, minimum wage, working for schools, working grueling hours with kids with disabilities, and so it's a very hard life for them. And we've been together for over 3 years now, and there's never been a sense of me putting myself.
I'm married, I have 2 kids, and I would say have more of a traditional relationship, and I love it. And it's
Where's the ring, bud? Where's the ring?
I don't know. He said he was married.
Yeah, where's the ring?
See, I don't know.
See, just got caught up.
wonderful. And
Becoming rich is easier now than it ever has been.
I grew
What do you think?
Probably.
Hmm.
But I don't know. I mean, everyone says that it's so easy to make money through the internet nowadays. And back then you probably would have to know people and talk to people and do other stuff. I don't know though.
I feel like back then you just had one job and you make a living. Like if you look
Yeah,
at
but
the
they mean by becoming rich, I assume they mean like millionaire.
yeah, but if one person in the family works, another one doesn't, and they still have wealth at home and all that stuff. In the 70s, I think the minimum wage was like $2. Right now, minimum wage is like 15. And if you look at the household market in the 70s, it was like 23,000. Now it's like almost $1 million per house. So it's like I did the math and everything, and so it looked like you had to kind of become 6 people. It takes the amount of 6 people to do what one person did in the 70s. So you had to become 6 people to live like the person in the 70s.
So you're saying there's a middle class. That's all. There was a middle class back then. Now they're destroying it.
Yeah.
But I think it's probably still easier to be rich now, if I had to guess.
Differently, yes. Differently than before.
I think the fact that you can just be making money off of your laptop just anywhere in the world is revolutionary.
I think there's been a bit of an explosion of non-ethical ways to make money. I feel like that's been a big thing in recent times. Making money off the backs of others has become easier than it ever has been, I think. Like, you can just start a podcast and just like on women the whole time and you'll just like blow up and go crazy.
Bro, why don't we do that then?
Here's the thing though, like he's talking about like becoming rich by, you know, someone else. Last time I checked, there was slavery 200 years ago. So, isn't it the same thing?
I don't know. The way he defines it is so weird because I thought he was gonna say like scamming people and shit, but he said talking shit about women. It's like, what? That makes no sense. Like, but there's a bunch of businesses that probably do unethical things. Almost every business probably does.
And I wouldn't say that's unethical.
Every business, their goal is to make profit. So I think his idea of an ethical business is kind of retarded.
Yeah, let's see if he says more. But yeah, definitely doesn't align with what we think unethical is.
I think like in late stage capitalism, there are so many exploits and things you can do, and I'm not saying you guys have done that specifically, I don't know your stories, but like you can be a landlord and just start charging exorbitant amounts of rent. That's why it's so unaffordable to live, especially here in California. Like, there are so many evil ways that people can make money that I think it's easier now than it ever has been.
I don't think he knows what. I mean, that's like very soft, unethical ways of making money.
And if you have sort of sketchy
Is a
models-
landlord always an evil way to make money too?
Honestly, not always, but I would love to see society move away from from housing being a form of investment.
So I am a real estate developer.
He's probably the type that thinks that landlords are evil.
I don't even know that.
The argument is that home should be a right, and they're like, oh, you shouldn't be able to charge rent because you own this land. It should be like everyone's land or something. Or
Those are like Jews.
I think it's kind of stupid.
It's like, oh, I'm a Jew. You shouldn't charge me for anything.
Not really, but
I don't necessarily see interest as evil. I mean, there's a cost to debt, right? There's like a time value on money, as we learned. But I do think, to your point, I think a government, that's where a government's duty is to step in and kind of put those guardrails.
Yeah. Like, it's hard.
I definitely think interest is evil.
Because the Jews made it.
No, because I mean it was illegal in the 1800s or some shit back then. It was called usury, and if you lend money, it shouldn't be for profit. I mean, because that's what a loan is. They make profit on it.
Well, yeah, the
They say,
interest is crazy. 20%.
They say banks. They say, oh, how are you gonna run the banks? How are you gonna do this? Oh, it shouldn't be for profit. If you're gonna lend money, it should be just for enough that you don't lose money, and you shouldn't be making money on it. It should be for your own goodwill.
Like,
that's my opinion.
For like what he said, that he can become essentially the bank or a bank. Like, he should become a bank that's not for money at that point. Because when you, I mean, sure you have a checkings account, but almost 50% of fucking banks that I know about, they charge you a fee to keep your checking account open, like $12, $10 or whatever, and I'm just like, that's fucking ridiculous. Why are you charging me to keep my money in there if it's not a specific amount that you want? Or why are you making me open a savings account or a credit card to keep that fee out of my hands? Like, I think it's ridiculous and manipulated.
Why do you think they do that? I don't even know.
To fucking make money. You have no idea how many people go to a bank and complain about, oh, I had money, where's my money? Or it's because you got a fee that kicked in and now you didn't pay, and so now you're. I'm like, that's fucking scammy, bro. You're making money off of like poor people. Like, why are you? If you cannot keep $500, if they can't keep $500, you think they're gonna be able to pay $12? Yeah. If they go below the 500, you think they're gonna be like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll just pay the fee.
There's credit unions that say that they're not for profit and shit. I don't know if that's true, but if that's true, then that's why those are so much better than regular banks.
So then maybe that's what I was saying about like he said that rich people essentially become a bank. So I guess that's why those came up.
Epitomizes like my worldview on this question is that it's easier to make money now because there's so many ways of passive income, and that's kind of what I don't like about it is passive income doesn't really benefit society. You're making money off the work of others instead of off your own work, so you're not really helping anyone except yourself.
That doesn't make sense to me.
I don't think he.
Passive, you have to make a lot of money to make passive income in the first place. So you have to work hard. You use your own money. Money is like, if you imagine money as energy, that means you put your own energy and you used it to give yourself more like passive income. You know.
He was saying that it was easy for him to get money to credit cards and loans. So obviously he didn't have to work hard for those, and then invest those, and then get passive income. That's what I think what he's talking about. That he, even though he was poor, he managed to research and find ways of getting a big lump sum of money, invest it, and get passive income out of it. Meaning that he didn't work hard for it. He didn't put any energy other than researching. And now because those loans, somebody has to pay them back. Yeah, I think that's what he meant.
Well, he's fucked over. He fucked up. So now he owes so much. So.
Well, it sounded like he did he said rug pull. So to me that sounds like a coin. Like he put his money in a coin, and then this fool said psych, and then now he lost all his money.
It sounds like he didn't know what he was doing.
Nobody knows what they're doing, bro. Even these guys, rich guys, were like, "Oh, what were you investing in?" Because nobody does it. It's too risky.
Trend, and you can't disprove that thesis or that premise by citing your own personal story. You have to look at actual data. And when you say it's easier to get rich now than it ever has been, who's getting rich? And if you look at the data, it's the top 1% of the population. And I just thought of some statistics which would help my point, which is to say that the largest increase in the poverty rate from one year to the next happened in 2021 to 2022. The majority of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. It's a very precarious life for most of us.
I don't think that means it's harder to get rich. I think that just means the poverty level is increasing. That's all it means.
Why do you think that is, though?
Because the gap is getting wider, and they're destroying the middle
class.
The middle class, like I was saying, they're destroying the middle class people. Like if you think about it, there's like no middle class now. It's either you have $1 million to buy a house or you're renting.
Yeah, and I think that's why he made that point, though, meaning that it is not easier to get rich because the poverty line is increasing, meaning less people are actually getting rich.
I feel like the only way you'd be able to measure that is to see like how many people are actually becoming millionaires from zero. That's the only way to prove that or disprove that. I don't think
that's true, but also that what would conflict with that is the number of people in the world. Like for example, the baby boomers. There was a lot of people there, so obviously the percentage would be a lot higher. People getting rich, and now there's not that many, so the percentage on that might be a little low.
Well, yeah, you can account for all that.
Account to that, yeah, exactly. And I do think that you can get rich now more than before because of the internet.
I remember seeing an article that actually disproves what this guy was saying.
So there you go. I don't think his point is factual. I do think that it's easier now than before.
Yeah, I don't think his citations prove his point at all. They prove another point,
and also,
I guess.
And also think about it, like if it was not easier to get rich now, like we wouldn't have the technology we have now. We wouldn't be able to have the things that we have now. Obviously, everybody starts inventing new things. That creates economy boost, so people make more money. So anything that people make that wasn't there before, the generation before, creates more money, creates more rich people. So
and he wants this to be true so bad because he feels like he failed in getting rich.
I mean,
he looks like Mr. Frankenstein too.
He looks like he's definitely going through some shit, but and he also looks like he's reading into that. You know, he's making an excuse for why things are the way they are. And I mean, if you make excuses, you're just not gonna be on that side.
And we live in a world where 3 Americans own more wealth than 150 million other Americans, the bottom half of the American population. Yeah, sure.
So I got a 2-part question for you, right?
Sure.
First part, do you believe in anybody in this half moon shaped circle is better than you?
Absolutely not.
Okay, so if we have personal experiences that we made different kinds of money, do you feel like that could potentially happen for you as well if you apply yourself properly?
I think that it's not about an individual.
The black guy's hitting his fucking his insecurity.
Yeah, because the black guy's not making excuses.
Yeah, I know.
Like, even though he had money and then he lost it all, I did not hear him say, "Oh, it's because like he didn't put it on somebody else." He sure said, "They rug pulled me," but it is what it is. And now he's trying to be on that side.
Answer to a systemic question. We're talking about institutions, okay? The part. I'm sorry. Just the you know, the thing
He's
about
like, sorry, let me protect my insecurity.
Let me finish.
you know, you talk vintage that.
I think there are a
you
lot
could
of like
probably-
scammy ways that poor
Absolutely,
people
and I'm
can
not
also
saying
get
you know
up
if
there,
you got into
there
Bitcoin,
are a lot of like honest ways.
if
but
you had gotten into
So I think the guy, the teacher, he has a very negative viewpoint on wealth, meaning that he thinks that if you're rich, you're evil.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy on the right thinks that if you're rich, you're also evil. So that's why they're like, yay. But they don't understand that. I don't know if they've been listening to the other people, but I did not hear 1 gram of evil coming from their mouth when they talked about what they want to do with their wealth.
Let me ask you this: would you consider anyone with a 401k exploiting people? Because they hold stocks that are ownership of a business.
I feel like
Yeah.
he doesn't realize the risk owners have.
He knows his point of view and he doesn't want to budge.
Okay, exploiting people because they hold stocks that are ownership of a business.
yeah, that's also an instrument of class war. For
The
the
401k is an instrument of class war.
yeah, that's you know the idea that I mean look at what BlackRock does. I mean they're gutting.
The easiest way he can argue with that one is that the 401k is a bullshit. It's BS, bro. The 401k only helps you when, like a corporation. Like, it helps you minimize your tax that you give, and then when you retire, you can have that money. It's like a savings account, essentially. It's not, doesn't help nobody. So that's as easy as he could have done that one.
Workers' pensions. They're gutting your retirement funds. It's not the people that have 401k. It's the people that are doling out these 401k plans. They are the ones that are taking away from the workers.
Usually think that like this analogy is about the 6-pack is there are people who genetically do not have the ability to have a 6-pack, and that's how I see it. There are people who just do not have the opportunity, do not have the resources to just be able to.
Oh, that's not the same.
That's a bad.
That's a retarded. He just made an argument for not being genetically gifted. So the same argument, the same analogy would be genetically not being able to be rich, which is retarded.
About the
The United States is the greatest, most wealthy country in the world because we've robbed the entire world.
I'm not disputing that at all.
Yeah, no, I'm saying that you're not.
There's no
The right side has a negative mindset, except for the black guy, and the left side has a positive mindset. That's the only difference.
Well, the thing is, there's a lot of psychological warfare that goes on with that, because when you're making money, it's easy to be positive. When you're not making money, it's very easy to
I'm
just
sure
be negative all the time.
They were positive even before they were making money.
Oh yeah, because you're starting off and
Like the
this
black
works,
guy.
this works, this is awesome. So, and then the guy over here that hasn't made more than 60,000 a year, he has a negative concept of money and how wealth gets acquired. So, like I said, he's done a defense mechanism by looking at facts, by looking at thesis, by looking at research that proves his point. This is why you can't be rich. And so then that messes up with your mind. So it's completely taken over his whole personality. And that's why he's the way he is. They don't have to look at those facts because they already made it. So it's easy, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I'm saying before they were rich, they're obviously the same positive attitude. it's easy to see. I feel like.
I think you have to look at, for example, someone that, because there's those people that try and succeed. They could try and succeed in the 5th time or the 10th time, but the fact is that they never gave up and they just kept trying. Then there's the other side that they try 5 times and they give up, 10 times they give up, 20 times they give up, but at some point they do give up. The difference is that eventually you get beat down and you're just like, okay, I don't think this is what I'm supposed to do. As far as other people, they have maybe a higher tolerance of that, where they don't give up, or maybe they had a low tolerance. It just happened that it worked sooner than later, and for them, they obviously do have a low tolerance, or maybe high. Maybe they tried 100 times and it hasn't worked. It's easy to just give up and just now do a defense mechanism where you're just like, yeah, this is why I'm not gonna be able to do that, what they do.
Mm-hmm.
So it's easy on both sides. Stay positive or just be negative.
Such thing.